I fall in love again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I fall in love again. Yeah.
No way. I need your permission. No, don't get me involved, my God.
Who did you mention? Why are you offended?
Are you guilty?
Wait,
We want to mention your name.
so that's enjoyable. Congratulations. I wish I find myself too. What about your job?
Which question about relationships?
Well, relationship, yes.
Oh, I think relationships are made by God, and I think, well, the institution of God, whoever you feel your God is. Because I know we have a lot of viewers out there, blah blah blah. Are we on? Oh, yeah. So that's what.
This is fun. I really like this.
I really like this. Yeah, relationships are designed. I like.
Yeah.
For myself, I would like a relationship that is designed
Uncle
by
Taki,
my creator.
can you pick up my daughter Yossi? Please. You can watch us in you can watch on YouTube.
Settle down.
Here, I'm giving it to you.
Is it close? Around the
Because
corner?
Papa Sina dropped her off
Is it far away?
5 minutes away.
Oh, just here.
30 fines.
That girl. That's Bob.
Sub 30 fines.
This Mahal.
Mahal, you can watch us on YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah,
We're
14
just
minutes. You said
practicing.
14 minutes.
In 14 minutes?
I just
Go
sent you
to
the
live?
address.
Yeah.
We're live. You go on Arielle Live TV.
On that thing.
Okay, so why did you mention about God?
God, because we're all created by a source, right?
Well, I'm talking about the relationship.
Exactly.
About the relationship
How-
of
how-
man.
and
The
woman.
relationship of
I
man.
know this address. How do
Exactly. So
I
I truly believe that a true relationship is designed by
I want you guys to be
creator.
comfortable.
Yes.
Are
Yeah.
you?
I am really comfortable.
I am.
Yeah, I truly believe that a relationship is designed by whoever created us. That's why he created man and woman. I am not a very religious person, but you know, I do believe that we have a creator and he designed how relationships should be. So yes, I do believe in relationships. The right one.
The right one.
The
I
right
need a
one.
phone number.
Did you find the right one yet?
Phone
Just
number.
just text him. Yeah, his phone number so when he gets there. You can call him.
Texting
Sa
ka,
susundo, baka hindi niya kilala.
I did. Yeah, see. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Uncle Taki will call you.
Smile. Smile.
Okay, you guys are ready?
To me. Smile. Look at it.
Make sure things are not showing that are not supposed to be showing.
Just laughing.
What did you say about God picking what to do what? How?
What?
God picking relationships?
Design.
Topics, relationship and gossip. Gossip and relationship.
Design relationship. What are you doing?
Huh?
Are you typing what he said there?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
has to.
I have to document.
You has to.
Document.
Okay. Wow. Second time you fall in love. The first time in love. Now you fall in love. That's good.
Are you sure it's only twice?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So far, this is only the second time.
Okay, why do you think relationship job doesn't stay longer? What do you think what do you think we will do as a woman? Because a woman is the one who always carry the relationship. We are what they said is the backbone of a man.
Do you think so? Okay. I truly believe that men and women in a relationship should be equal. However, there's always a dominant. Okay. So
Why did you say dominant?
dominant because again, you know,
Who will be the dominant, the man or a woman?
It really depends. Who's stronger in the relationship depends on how they
But
were
I just
designed.
said a woman is always the backbone of the man.
We have our
Remember
own
what we
opinions.
said? Without the woman, the
Yeah.
successful man will not
That's
be
right.
there.
Not necessarily true. For me, my opinion, because I believe that all human beings stand, by themselves, because we're all going to be judged one
See,
by
I like
ourselves.
this. We have someone disagreement and we have someone agree.
Yeah,
This is like the view. Perfect.
Ganda
Yeah,
yan.
perfect. So you consider that. I understand what you're saying, but then again, when you have the relationship, it takes two to tango to
Absolutely.
make this thing happen.
I have a criteria on what relationship should be, and I wish I would have learned this at a very early age, because since then there's been a lot of traffic along the way. And
Well, that's why they said you regret when it's,
Yeah.
you never, the first time you didn't know what's going on, and then after that you go back in the past. It's just like, I wish I never done that.
Yeah, because I think if we would have known the basics of what a good relationship is, or what takes a good relationship, then I think we would have less problem. And to me, a good relationship, or the relationship, should require soulmates.
Well, you mentioned something in there. I think the relationship also, it comes to the family. When you have a good relationship with the
That's
family,
what
you
I said.
adapt that.
Mm-hmm.
You adapt that to
Yes.
coming in a new life, a new family, a new relationship. You know? True.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you didn't came from a good family and your mother and father didn't teach you a right way, then when you go to the relationship on your own, you use the methods that you already been, taught with.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you
Right.
understand?
That's
We're
what-
not on, right?
That's what.
We're
That's
not
what.
on yet.
That's
Are
what.
we on now?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought we just lost it just
Crazy.
Sean, are you?
We've been on.
Oh, okay. Fine, we're on. Well, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
trying to say. No, I'm still.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
jump,
that's
sorry,
that's
jump
true,
in.
right? Do you agree with them? Do you agree with them?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, in a way. Okay, I don't have much, I mean, experience in a relationship with
What?
romantic or something, but only to my family and to my romantic. I have
How
only
have you
one,
been
my husband.
married? How long
With
have you been
Robert
married?
before?
Yeah.
Well, say 19 years.
Why did you say that you never had that much experience in the relationship? For 19 years, that's a relationship that you already pour in.
Yes, I was just saying, of course I have with Robert, but with another man, another relationship, not yet. So I'm just saying, with talking about relationship now, go back to relationship. Yeah, you mentioned about the family. It's true. What we learn and taught by our family, we learn. Yeah, I think I learned and I apply that, and I believe.
So I mean, you learn something beautiful and you apply the beautiful in your relationship, your own family.
Correct. And
That's what-
also, I think in any relationship, I think, in my opinion, in what I see, is you have to sacrifice sometimes to the one that you're related to, just to have a good relationship. Sometimes you have to, like what do you call this? Like give and take. It's not only give and take and take. You have to be like balanced to have a good relationship with each other.
Okay, how about you, Joe? What do you think?
Okay, so are we still on the subject?
Subject of the relationship. What affects why
A good relationship? Yeah,
the relationship?
I believe that our upbringing has a very influential part about how we carry on our relationships. Like, if you come from a family that was very violent, you may tend to be very violent also. But that's not necessarily so, because once we become an adult and we know that we are going into a relationship, I think we have to be ready spiritually, financially, emotionally, physically, before we can say that we are at the utmost relationship that we would like to be in. So There are just a few things that I've been researching actually, and I found that to have a really good soulmate, first you have to have chemistry, okay? And then after that, you have to have a connection. Of course, without any chemistry, how can you be good with a person, right? Or what is going to attract you to a person? Then of course, connection, that's desire. They have the desire to be with someone, because you can have chemistry with this person and then, or 50 people, right? But never have a connection. Then once you have those, are you whole? Are you whole as a person on your own? And then the fourth is, do you have divine confirmation? And then the fifth one, I believe, is, do you have a sense of purpose? Do you and your partner have a sense of purpose?
Well, our director got us. I didn't know that we already on
I know.
being a
That's
ding
okay.
ding him. Hold on a second. I'm gonna check. Oh, that's good.
Are you whole? Are you whole as a person on your
Hi, Richard. Anyway, Richard Scott is watching us.
Wow. Hi,
Richard, I want you to join sometimes. I know you're driving to California, and we are going to be voting for you, re-elect Judge Richard Scotty. Thank you for
Judge.
watching the round table, and sometimes join us here. So that's the beauty about the live streamer live. You know, it's
Yes.
seen around the world, especially the livestreamers.com and live Facebook, live YouTube. So we can't deny, we can't lie, we can't say nothing that, you know, against our will, because wow. So
Yes, wow.
well, what about? Let me ask you something, Maria.
Yes.
How will you protect yourself when there's something happened that it's not real? Especially, we call it gossip. That's the reason why we call it gossip. If you see someone that you think that's talking bad about you, but the person who says something didn't know their story, what are you gonna do?
Well, of course, the human reaction is that comes first. But what are you gonna do? For me, I always think about, with regards of how I behave on that, especially when you are in a public or sometimes.
But for example, you were already being bullied. You know, what are you gonna do if you become bullied already with this gossip?
You mean in person, in actual
Yeah,
person,
in,
the
in, in
person?
public, what are you gonna do in public?
Well, yeah, I have to listen to what the confrontation I'm facing, and then I will tell her, why do you have to do this? What have I done? In a confrontation, sometimes you'll be surprised, you'll be shocked, you're being confronted into that kind of
I
situation.
have that many experience
Yes.
myself, being in a community, and you cannot avoid people likes to talk. But sometimes people doesn't talk if they don't say nothing against you. So for example, one person accused you of something that you never done. Like for example, they said that because she hates someone, okay, and this is true, this is real. She hates someone, that just because she didn't get nothing from this someone, she has to include other people that is not even involved to that situation. And that hurts your reputation, because these people already provoke you. They already judge you by not knowing what's going on.
Yes.
So how could you avoid them? What are you going to say if you see them in public, especially in a group that you are there?
You're still asking me?
Yeah.
Just ignore.
But what about, I said, if they bully you? You already had
Then
that in
you
your
have to
mind
have-
that you want to hurt them or you want to do something.
If you think you cannot handle it, then you should get some help. Or the people around there, I'm sure they will react to the situation, you mean.
Well, I think we have to teach them a lesson. So
That's
like
right.
this lady who did hurt me in the past because of just a gossip. This is just completely gossip. That's what we call it, gossip.
Yeah.
Okay, they just talk bad about you without no proven.
Correct.
You know, what about you, Joe? If that thing happened to you, the
What would
gossip.
I do? The gossip. Okay, if I'm confronted with gossip, which I think all of us have been one time or a few times in our life, right? I think sometimes these subjects are deeply rooted. Not just that incident is the issue. Sometimes it could have been a previous issue that hasn't been yet finished or taken care of. So it becomes a snowball effect, and then
It will
once
trigger.
it's triggered, then it's an explosion. So I think if you are offended by somebody, you should probably confront or just pray on it and let it go. But I know we're all human, and sometimes it's hard to let go. So I think if we're not provoked and we're not angered at the time, I think we should confront the person and settle it. Because if you're provoked and only human instinct, if human instinct comes out, and we all have that in us, and if we're not highly self-controlled because of emotion, because somebody hurt us, then of course it's going to
Well,
arise.
before we're gonna continue that, we wanna say hello to everyone. Hi, Bella Amor. She's a registered nurse at Sunrise Hospital.
Hi, Bella.
Hello, and hello to Dominic White and Maui from Orleans, and of course our judge. So let's go back.
Wow.
Listen to us and give us a comment that this is the round table with Maria and Jocelyn. So there are my co-hosts today, and we're talking about gossip. How could we avoid gossip, and how could you fight back about gossip if they are just making a story? How are we going to teach them a lesson? How are we going to teach them a lesson?
I don't know about teaching a lesson, but if you want to avoid the gossip, it says to either change the subject, right? Or don't whisper in front of others, because then it looks like you're gossiping. Or
well, you know what? There's a way. There's a way. For
Yes.
example, you are in other people's house, visiting their place, and they're talking bad about the other friends of yours. Don't you think you need to intervene and say, hey, this is not fair to my friend
absolutely.
or our friend to talk bad about her.
Defend
If
the
it's,
subject. Yes.
she's not here. Why not invited her to come in here and talk about her? I mean, I think sometimes we don't do that because we want to listen to what they say. And then after that, you call that person, hey, then
Yeah.
that's gossip. Why not
Absolutely.
intervene the situation and say to the public, hey, that person is not here. Why talk bad about her?
Right.
Why
Right.
not bring her here before you talk bad about her? I mean, sometimes you have to do that. But since, as you said, as a human instinct, we want to listen. We want to be hearing about what's a good one and what's a bad one.
I have a good example.
Okay?
No, when you're done.
You're good.
Okay, listeners, I have a good example in a workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a relationship among employee and all that.
Uh-huh.
So I got hired in a prestigious hospital in San Francisco. Back then, I was just new.
Hold on a
So-
second. Bella Amor said, confronting the person is the best way for me. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You're right. Go
You're
ahead.
right.
I'm sorry. Yes.
It's okay. So then, I was hired, that's the night shift nurse. So we had, I had a nursing assistant working there. She's older, like maybe on her 60s by then. So it seems to me like it's territorial for her. So every night, ever since I got hired on the first night, she asked me to say, hey Maria, can you make coffee? So, being nice. Yeah, really.
Okay.
Being nice, I thought everybody should do that, making
Uh-huh.
coffee for everybody to start the shift. So I made coffee. even though I don't drink coffee, then I
Uh-huh.
have to, just kind of do it. So every time I'm on duty, I was on duty then. She asked me to make coffee. Then finally I said, I said, coffee again, me? So I didn't complain. And also she asked me for the entering the order in the computer and like that because they're always scared to whatever the computer there, whatever they do, it might erase. So I was the computer girly at the same time.
Mhm.
So what happened comes after my 90 days. 90 days passed. It's 91 now. So my probationary period passed. She asked me, I said, hey Maria, did you make some coffee? Here it comes. I stood up. I stood up and stand up. I said, sister, this would be the last time you're gonna abuse me. I'm not your mother or your maid or to make your coffee. You can make your coffee. Did you know I don't even drink coffee? But I have to do that just because I work with you guys. Oh my God. After that, the following night they're serving me coffee. And they said, oh, that nurse, she might be nice, but she's very strict. And I like her. Since then I became the popular on the floor. I
Well,
changed
you know what?
the thing. Yeah.
I think you did the right thing, but then again, sometimes me as a good person, like, hey, who wants coffee? I make you coffee, but next time make coffee for me. You have to do that. You have to
Right.
play with your workplace.
Right.
You cannot be serious because when you help each other, there's a help back,
Right.
especially in the hospital. It's a hard job,
Yes.
okay? I myself, I work in the hospital.
I almost wanna quit. Oh, and then they said, who is she? She got hired here. My niece, she didn't get the job. Maybe sick is or I told her that, and also even in front of me, you talk about me, I hear it. That I got the job because of you like that with maybe I know
So
some
that's not gossip. This is
bullying.
I mean
Bullying now.
bullying.
Yeah.
Bullying relationship at workplace.
Yes. So I told her, no, I got the job because I'm qualified for the job. Excuse me.
So they're trying to bully you.
Right.
That's
So then
bullying.
it
That's
changed.
bullying.
Yeah. So it changed completely. That from that on, and it became nice to work there.
All right, let's go back to gossip.
So I think what you were saying, excuse me, defending the subject is what
Yeah.
you're talking about. So it
Correct.
says here that there should be four things that you can do. One is to change the subject.
Uh-huh.
Two is don't whisper in front of people.
Uh-huh.
Third is to defend the subject. And four is just leave. You don't want to hear it, just go.
Yeah, or as I said earlier, intervene and then point blank tell to the gossiper, hey, it's not fair. The
Defend.
person is not here. Confront them.
Defend.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you really, really, like, I'm getting upset with some of my friends, okay? They said, oh, someone talked bad about you, but I cannot tell. Then I'm not your friend. Then I'm not your friend. And why did you say it at the first place?
Yeah.
All of them sometimes, oh, someone called me, well, I'm so busy, I cannot really talk about bad things about me.
Then
But
don't
if you
tell
tell
me.
no, and then I said, if you tell me the person, then I will confront the person. And they said, oh, I make a promise that I'm not gonna tell to the person because I know you're gonna confront them. Hello, if I'm your friend and I'm good to you, and then now it's like they are your friend, I'm not your friend, then don't call me, don't ask favor from me. You know what I mean? So that's the point there. A lot of people get jealous in something that it should not be. We should love one another and care for one another because we are here as striving to reach the goal to become successful. But then again, a lot of people doesn't want you to become successful. That's why the gossip and the jealousy end the relationship.
Crowd mentality. Yeah, correct.
That's the number one there. But then again, how could we stop that? How? Number one, don't associate with them.
That's
Delete
right.
them to your life. They're not gonna bring you good things in your life. Number two, they're gonna hurt you. Number three, they're low life. Right?
Yes,
That's me. That's my opinion because I'm tired of it. I have many friends that I call, calling me. Oh, someone tells me about you. Okay, who are they? Oh, I promise I'm not gonna tell who they are because you're gonna confront them. Then they're not my friend, right? I know everybody of that. But and we're live right now. We are watched by livestreamer.com. 162 countries watch us, and also live Facebook, and also we have live YouTube, and we can live with every social media. Social media is the one who bring you the gossip.
Well, Arielle, I agree with you at some level because that's your personality, right? But a lot of people don't want to be confronted or they don't want to confront other people. So you can either step back and just let things happen, or you can be a light of inspiration like you are. I really think you are, and I'm glad you're on this platform because even how simple the subject is, you can reach out to a lot of people out there. They can get inspired by what you say and what others say on the platform. So I commend you for that.
Well, this is our show. The round table should be an open
Yes.
forum, right?
Yes.
So it's true. I mean, I've been doing the show since day one, from the radio, from the TV, from the online. And online right now is popular. You know, I mean, everybody is on Facebook, everybody is on live streaming, everybody is on YouTube. Where the people watch their show? YouTube. You know,
Yes.
number one is YouTube. Live streamers. We have a live streamers. You guys can watch it, especially April 21, 26, Madness. This is Jamaica Afro. They're having a big concert in Jamaica, April 21 and 26. The live streamer will be streaming it.
Wow.
That's our network. So that's the beauty about it. Imagine if you are here, you know, they can watch, we can watch them. Either we're not there through the live streamers. But then again, let's go back to our subject. Relationship. My relationship. My relationship is, of course, I was once married. You know, I miss the, you know, you have a family, you have the children. Sometimes, you know, you see when you work so hard and then, hey, let's surprise your mom, you know, cook some food, you know, breakfast in bed. You miss those, you know. But then again, I get emotional when I talk about my family in the past. Oh. I get emotional.
No
especially-
perfection in life, right?
Especially in the relationship, the family, when you have children and then you go through divorce, the hard part
Yeah.
is the kids.
Oh, amen.
I know.
Well, friend.
It's
good.
both of you. Why are you saying,
Hey, you know, I want to say something about
That
that.
is emotional to me when they talk about the kids,
Yeah.
because when you have kids, kids should be with you.
I
You
know.
know.
You know what, Arielle? I can attest to that because, you know, we all have our challenges, right? But I think those challenges, you know, you experience everything in a family life. You experience all kinds of emotions, such as hardship, you know, challenges in finance, challenges in schedule, you name it. But then the reward of children and, you know, just the simple things in life, I think that was a lot of experience for you also. And I think is when we start missing that, then that's what brings us all that unfiltered emotion.
Emotion, especially when you really love and care your children. Children is your precious, you know, gemstone in your life. And then when they grow up, you're still like grieving them because you grieve for them because they go away, they grow up, they get children. But it's still there, you know, still there.
That's funny you bring that up. I'm sorry.
That's hard part because
How many kids do you have? Arielle?
I have 4.
Oh,
I had 2 boys and 2 girls, and then I have grandchildren. But when you get divorced, the relationship is hard. You know, you go through the, you know, emotion, depression, stress, you know, those things. But you know how to fight that. You just have to be strong. You just have to think about everything is positive. Everything is gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes you can't. You can't fight that because it's there.
Absolutely. But you know, they're the ones who keep us going. Do you guys feel like that? I think we're all moms, right? We're all moms.
You're a
And-
single mom too, right? And you're a
Yes.
single mom too. You know, being a single mom, it's hard, but I don't feel it's hard. The only thing hard for me is I want to bring back my children together with me. Either, you know, either their dad is not there. You know, that's the hard part. That's the relationship that I want to bring back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's just like losing the good thing. You know, your children is your life.
Yes.
I mean, that's your life. Imagine, you know, you imagine being a woman, being a mother, you cared for them, you had this in your tummy for 9 months, you know, you don't know what's gonna happen. It's just like there's an alien inside of your body. You know, that's the relationship that you cannot destroy.
Absolutely.
You cannot destroy that relationship. We might destroy the relationship with our ex, our husband, or boyfriend, but when it comes to our children, we can't destroy it.
Absolutely. Yeah. For me, I think I have a pretty good relationship with my 3 children. We call each other no more than a week without, you know, saying hi to each other. You know, they call like for simple things like what's the recipe of this, you know. But I think that's also a building relationships. If it has been broken or lost, you have to rebuild. But that motherly instinct that we have, you can't take that away. There's no way, and I feel you.
So how about you, sis? Why you guys
No.
are going after
No,
me?
it's okay because you guys have more relationship with that than me. I have only one child equivalent to 10. But he's a good boy, and you know, I after he lost Robert, you know Robert, right?
Yes, condolences.
In 2014, not 2020. He was only 10 years old then. So can you imagine? Losing a dad, they were very, very close since day one. So, you know, I work in the hospital, like, you know, he's more taking care of Robert even on his office. The secretary takes care of Albie. But, you know, we did our part, he did the best part, so they're very close. So Albie, when we were in the hospital, oh my God, the last few hours before he died, he talked to Albie. He said, "Son, don't forget, Daddy loves you very much, okay?" "Yes, Daddy." "Only yes." "And then you be with your mommy, take care of your mama, okay, Albie?" "Yes, Daddy." "Okay, just remember, Daddy love you so much, and don't leave mommy. You do take care of mommy, okay? Even I'm not there. Just call my name." "Yes, Daddy." So kiss me here, kiss me here. Albie kisses Dad everywhere, you know. And now, you know, of course, you know, we all know kids, they don't tell you what they feel. So since then, I was watching Albie. He misses his dad, but even though I'm just raising him by myself, and grandma is there all the time. So I think I did a very good job on Albie. Yeah, no?
Well, yeah, you have a good relationship with your son, but
Yes.
you never had a good relationship with your mother and your father-in-law, right?
No, I actually do. You know how we say only the situation. Come on, it's only some situation, of course. I just said yes, 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 because I respect my husband and I love them. So then finally now, and, you know, so they should understand.
One second.
I said, "Mom, my husband is already, you know, they're in heaven now, and Dad. But I hope you don't mind if I have to be everywhere because of my business. You have to watch Albie." So she understand, and I have to voice myself now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you know, I said, "Mom, you just have to accept.
Okay.
I mean, there would be some changes, but for sure,
Thank you.
I will take care of you and we will love you forever." You know, different opinions when you're old, you know, there's so many things that they wanted to still in control.
Say hi, Auntie. Say hello. Oh, this is my daughter. She's in trouble. You know, Taki is picking you up. Why you decided to? I'm live right now. So why did you decide to ride in a Uber?
Because nobody was there and I didn't feel safe.
So
Oh, where's Taki now?
okay. So this is how you call a relationship. I have a show right now, Amila. She was there watching
I
watching
asked you to
football.
come. I asked you to come if you could come earlier because I wanted to make sure that I didn't know when it.
It's okay. You're home safe now.
Yeah, I didn't feel safe because nobody else was there.
Okay.
There was no cars.
Better call Taki then.
Yeah, she said so.
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right, that's how you call relationship with the children, right?
I was already home when he was getting there. So
Yeah,
I would have
because
waited another. I would have waited another
I
30
told you
minutes.
not to ride the Uber. It's okay.
I would have waited another 30 minutes by myself.
Oh.
Okay.
It's all right.
Oh, we're glad you're here.
So I let my daughter. She just got home. She said she's gonna watch the
For my
basketball.
project.
And then she just left, and then now she just want to come back. So let's go back to the relationship. She's going to be 30 in March 20th. And that's what she's going to be.
It's okay. You know, going back to the in-law thing.
The in-laws, right? There's so many families here that they don't get along with their in-laws. So I'm only asking you because you've been living with your in-laws for how many
No,
years?
she lives with me in my house. Correction, I don't live with them. They live in me.
You're a very nice person, Maria.
Yeah.
I commend you for that.
This is
Wow.
a beauty. This is a beauty
Wow
of
to
live. This is a good thing of the round table. This is live. All right, let's go back. Judge Richard Iscari driving to California, and Maui, Dominic, Bella Amor, Conrad Mattis. Robin is watching us. Hi, Robin. And also, Sean Carter is watching.
Hi, Sean.
And
Okay.
Carrie Ann Black and Andy Montes, Francis,
Hi, Angie.
and May Barnes.
Yes.
So we have a lot of people watching. The
friends.
round table, you guys can actually make a comment and join the conversation. So we're here standby. So let's go back to the in-laws.
You first. I forgot my what.
In-laws?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living with in-laws?
Yeah.
You know, in our culture, the Filipino culture, it's natural because, you know, sometimes we cannot escape that because it just happens that way for whatever reason, okay? But I think for the children, sometimes it's a good thing that they get to know their grandparents in a family setting so that they can observe how we treat each other. And I feel like that our culture is an exemptional source for this because you find three generations living in the same house. For example, like right now, my dad is living with my sister and her children. Even if they're adults already, they're still in the house because they have no need yet to have their own privacy. There are challenges to that, but there are also added value to it. So I think the challenges is when you do not get along because of personalities. Doesn't really mean you don't love each other, but because of personality.
I don't think I consider it personality. I think
Differences.
because sometimes the relationship, because we're in a relationship, right? Sometimes if I'm the blood, for example, I'm the daughter, and then the other person say, I would like your parents here. So that's a commotion of the relationship that it breaks down because other party doesn't want the other party. So I have a lot of friends like that.
Yeah.
That they complained to me. They said, my husband does not like my family here. What am I gonna do? You know, but then again, in our culture, as you said, it's always there that, you know, we care for the whole family.
Correct.
You know, I think bonding like that is number one in our life. you know. But then again, other parties is the one who actually break the relationship,
Right, right.
you know.
I'd like to expound on that because, you know, in our culture, it's something that is not, it's not out of the ordinary, right? But
Mhm.
here in America, people, a lot of couples will not allow that because of privacy. They want the, you know, they want their own privacy in their own home. They don't want anybody dictating how to do this, how to do that, even how to raise the children or how to think of something. Sometimes the in-laws have their own opinion on how a household should be run. We understand that. And that is the American way, really. And I don't know, I'm sure in other cultures too. But that's why when you pick a partner, again, and I wish I would have known this when I was a child, because then going through the stages of life, you could have kept this in mind and really thought about when you pick your soul, your partner, right? So if you are not whole as a person when you go into a relationship, then you will be challenged with those, how would you say, challenges within yourself. So if being in a family setting with an in-law is not part of the purpose of that couple, then it becomes a challenge. And that's how I see it. So if the couple is strong, no matter what adversity, no matter what calamity or challenge they go through, if they walk the same path and the same purpose, I don't think anything is a problem.
Well, that's a good relationship there.
Yes.
That's a good understanding, good relationship. But then again, you're right. But what about other parties? You know, as I mentioned, you know, just because you want to keep the relationship, you just want to keep quiet and continue to love.
Exactly.
That's
It
the
happens.
challenge.
But a lot of people doesn't, you know, a lot of people, you know, I see so many kababayan, nanay natin that, wow. I myself, my mom is in the Philippines, but I want her back in here, you know. She,
Oh.
you know.
Hi, Nanay.
Yeah, my mom is watching. Hi, Nanay. You know, that is the beauty about of the relationship. Sometimes you can keep it, but sometimes you don't. You know,
That's
either
right.
your blood, your own blood, you can even have that good relationship. You also fight, but you, as you said, you still love each other. But then again, how could you control yourself not to become angry or not to become, you know, upset? We can't. As you said, we're just human beings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But absolutely, I mean, a lot of people cannot compose themselves to have a good relationship with their families or with their boyfriend or with their girlfriends or with their husband or with their wives, you know. I mean, we have a different, like some friends of mine, you know, like Leanne divorced your widow and you're divorced also. And you're going through another relationship, you know,
Yeah.
and then the relationship is still not working out.
Yes.
And either you stay forever, then how could we make this thing in a good relationship?
Okay, I like that question. Through this 5 steps to identifying your soulmate, it says there, what if you're already in a relationship and you find out that you're not with your soulmate, meaning you don't have the same path, you don't have the same purpose, right? Well, if you want to keep the relationship, somebody has to give, meaning somebody has to sacrifice their own path and support the path that's being taken in order for that to work.
But what about if the relationship you're the one who's given, you know, that you always like give, and the other person take.
That's
Especially if you're having a relationship and you go through the love of your life and then suddenly this person doesn't want to, you know, right, accept that you're having a good relationship.
then it's time to go.
So we just have to let them go, right? Delete.
Well, you know what? Here's what I told
missed
Maria
that.
the other day.
Yes. Okay.
I told her, you know, if there's a difference between a couple, right? For example, myself, who am I to prevent one person from being happy? If they like to do this certain thing in their life and they strongly believe that they should do it, who am I to get in the way of their happiness? Well, some can say that, well, because you love the person, you allow them anyway. But should you sacrifice your feelings? Yes, you can come into how do you say, a common ground, and you know, everybody has, you know, you sacrifice part of whatever you believe and vice versa, right?
Are you saying in your relationship, if you're doing, I want to say this, ma'am. Are you saying in your relationship right now that you have to give in?
No.
Or you want to keep the relationship? You want to work the relationship?
Let's say you want to keep the relationship, right? And a person insists or is unhappy giving up what they love to do, right? Should I sacrifice and let them? Okay, so they can be happy, but I'm not really willing to compromise my happiness. What do you do in that situation? So do I become unhappy? He becomes happy.
I like that.
Yes.
You know what? I think, as you said, you don't want to compromise, then work it out. If you think there's still love in your relationship, then go on vacation, have dinner together, you know, reconcile each other, do something together. Forget about the people around you.
Absolutely.
Forget about the gossip. Remember, gossip, relationship? Gossip hurts your relationship. You know, because other people wants to break up the happiness. How could you not let people break that relationship? Well, what are you going to do? So that's why I said avoid it. Confront them. You know, I mean, hello. Did you just say this? You know, those things. But then again, you said you're not giving up your love life to this person. Then work it out.
That's a very good point. But how about this, Arielle? What if your paths are not the same anymore? Like, let's say this person wants to live this kind of life, but you don't. What do you do in that situation? Do you give up the rest of your life for that person's purpose? Or do you join them in their purpose? But what if you have your own purpose? What do you do?
Can I say you're stupid?
No, you can't.
What I'm trying to tell you, then go straight to the beautiful life that you have. Why carry the stupidity of other partner? Why not be happy and healthy?
By yourself.
By yourself.
Yeah.
You're still beautiful and young and you're smart.
That's what
Then
people should
share
do.
that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
absolutely.
But why you wanna be stupid that, you know, this man, you know, that he has his own agenda.
But Arielle, what if you love the person
Then
and you don't want
that's,
to?
Well, that's how you call. Let me see. Anybody? Okay, Angie said.
This
Hi
is
there,
general,
guys.
guys.
I'm watching you.
Not pertaining to
I'm
anyone.
still at work right now. Okay, morals and culture is still very important in our lives. Okay, let me see. Let me read it. Even if we already live here as American citizens, the moral values must still be there as far as I'm concerned. I'm half conservative and half modern. And everything is in good place. In taste, hope my message is good. Moral values in the relationship must be give and take. If you have a person
That's
about
right.
it,
They
keep
said
it.
give
And
and take.
keep it. And bye, girl. So this is from Angie. Angie, what we're trying to say here, I want my friend to be happy. Okay? Because she is having grief. Because she see this other person that doesn't want to reconcile with her, but that she needs to move on in a good life, or she still want to keep that relationship that they're having problem, and this guy doesn't want to reconcile, but she wants to reconcile. I think she needs to move on, you know, be happy and healthy, and maybe educate people because she has a mission anyway that she wants to really help and educate other people how to be strong and how to become entrepreneurial, or you know, you have that mission.
She can do that. Yeah, in general.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying like this, okay?
Right.
You know, I mean, in general, I think for me, I got divorced 2004. As I said, my relationship is my kids. Okay, if I can only bring back the past, if I can only bring those little precious kids that we have, I want that relationship to come back. But then again, Do I want a relationship to the man that hurt you physically, emotionally? No. You must move on because abuse of emotional is also hurt you.
Yes.
It doesn't matter either there's no physical touch, you're still being abused. So that means you have the abuse in your life.
That's right.
That means you are putting it to yourself. You think it's not abuse, that's abuse.
Absolutely.
That's emotional abuse.
That's why I say I wish I would have known the 5 keys to identifying a soulmate like at a very early age. But now that I do, I think it's so refreshing that if we could teach this to other women and even to men, you know, they have to be whole before they can give freely themselves to someone else. Yeah.
Well,
but like I said, in a soulmate situation, if you are already married, guys don't take this the wrong way, because I'm not saying if you don't walk the same path you should leave. No, because especially if there are children involved, or if you can be happy working it out, do so, because you know years of investment into a relationship is you know you need some return back, right?
I was with my ex for almost 20 years. Same thing with Yesia's dad, you know. Absolutely, you went to the second phase of your life that you're falling in love because there's still a second life, you know, but it's not true. Hi, Taki, thank you so much for trying to bring my daughter back, but she's home now. Come over. Oh, she rode not over. Where's the light? Bye.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. What I was saying is some people, because they still love their partner, although they have found their own purpose, some tend to give up their own purpose just to stay in that path with their partner. But you know, who says that's wrong or who says that right? It's the individual, really.
It's hard, absolutely. It's hard to fall in love and you get hurt. It's
Remember,
hard.
yeah, chemistry is not hard because you can have chemistry with 50 people, right?
Yeah.
But does that mean that's your soulmate? No, not necessarily. So there are tests like, do you have connection with the person? I mean, yeah, for you men out there, single men out there, even if you're not single, they do this anyway, girls. They look at a beautiful woman, right? May have the physical traits that they like. So instantly they think they have chemistry. Then they start talking to the person. Doesn't mean they connect. So no. However, chemistry was there, right? Because of physical attraction. Now connection is not there, so out, right? What if they have connection, desire for each other? Then you go to the next level. Now,
let's go to the next level first.
Yeah.
Let's say hello to our viewers that
Yeah,
together now.
we have a lot of viewers.
Oh, we have let's say let's go. Ray, hi, Ray from Carson City, California.
Wow,
I miss you,
Carson
Ray.
City.
Zakaria, Jenny, Mel, I don't know where you are. Of course, my dear friend and family friend, and he is a councilman in our town in the Philippines. Angel Justa is from EBS-CBN.
Oh, hi, Angel.
He won as a councilman in our town in Zambales. Morris Santellian, I'm glad you are well now. Congratulations. I'm glad, I'm happy that you're out in the hospital now. Morris Santellian is his former championship of boxing.
Wow.
When he is #1 in the Philippines before, a young boxer.
Wow.
I was 19. Hi Morris, I'm glad you're well now. And of course, Ajay made us a comment. And of course, no other than Dennis Matthew, livestreamer.com. Where can you watch our show? The Roundtable, livestreamers.com. Dennis Matthew is the engineer. And we have Rohit, I don't know who is Rohit, Joshua are watching us right now live. See, this is a beauty about our livestreamers.com. Watch 162 countries. And April 21, 26, we have a pay-per-view. We're traveling to Jamaica. We will be filming live the Afro. It's a Jamaican and Ethiopian concert. OMG, it's exciting. You're going, right? You're going? Well, let's go back to the relationship. Yes, the relationship. It's so hard to really. I ask myself. In fact, I'm trying to compose a song. I asked myself. I said, "Why do you think our heart, is saying I love you?" And then if you get hurt, it's so painful. A lot of people kill themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the love, because of they fall in love and they cannot take it.
Yeah, that's very true. Yes. Well, because again, were they whole before they met their partner? To me, all you need is yourself and the divine intervention of whoever your maker is, and I think that makes you whole. Okay. And like I said, I'm not religious. I am just, I know we have a creator and I just want to be connected that way. But once you are whole and you don't need anyone in your life, then I feel you can give freely of yourself. Then the right partner will come. If they are whole also and you get together and you have the same purpose, then that's it. Well, what else of course, there are challenges still. And that sense of purpose, like I said, let's say you have the same path. You both love to help people, or you both love music, or you both like to, whatever, travel, right? Then that purpose of whatever path you both are walking on, you don't need to be separated, you see? But what if you like music, and I like humanitarian projects, and they just can't seem to come together? What do we do? Compromise?
Well, that's now you consider love. Okay?
Yes.
So now you're telling me love.
Yes.
Okay? So that means you just want your other person, just because you love that person, either you don't want to do it, you want to do it just because you love that person.
That's
love.
sacrifice.
That's sacrifice love. Why you want to sacrifice?
Some
Just
people
because you
will.
love them?
Some people will.
No. Why you want to sacrifice? Why
Some
not?
people
Why not
do.
make it together?
Yes.
Find way to make it together. That hey, just because I love you, I want to do this. Why not? Let's do mine too. Why not consider yourself to do something that he must to like it
Why you
also.
sacrifice? Because
He has to sacrifice too, not just you to sacrifice.
Because
it has to be both.
you think there might have a chance to change.
No, you
Realizing
cannot.
your sacrifices.
Do you know what they said? A bad horse, you can't change them. You just had to really work with them, not to change them, because you can't change them.
Yes.
Like you mean you can't change me? Then I'm not Arielle anymore.
Right.
It's true in a way.
You
but what
cannot.
I'm
You
saying-
cannot change people no matter what. You can only tell them to work with you, do this with you. Why not try
Right.
it?
Like you're showing your sacrifices. Then some people when they see that,
I don't want to call
then they wake up.
sacrifice.
No,
Why
I
I
mean,
don't sacrifice?
No, what I'm saying,
That's
sometimes
sad.
when they see something like that, they change. They need to
They
be.
never change.
Okay.
They're not gonna change.
I think so.
You cannot tell the person, hey, I'm gonna marry you. You're gonna change over me. You can't.
Correct.
No,
Otherwise,
I didn't mean to change.
Otherwise relationship will not gonna work. You might as well say, okay, honey, if you love me and you're gonna marry me, this is me. Number one, I'm a brand. Number two, I like shopping.
Wholeness.
Number three, this is
Fullness,
what I want.
Exactly.
Then again, the husband, the boyfriend said, honey, do you think so we can work together or something? Then I said, okay. You must to talk to each other first before you go into that problem.
Correct.
Because if you don't talk about it, Like you says.
Yes.
Who knows you get married soon?
I did no, I'm
You know,
not.
who knows
No, no, no.
you're
Correction,
you
correction.
know?
I'm not married again
You
yet.
know,
I'm just
who
trying to
knows?
see.
Who knows?
Yeah, if this one
But
really
we
is
have
for
a
me.
lot of viewers right now.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
must be agree, right, guys? Do you really wanna change? No. Do you really wanna compromise? I don't consider it compromise. Maybe let's talk amicably. Okay?
Honestly, I tell you, I'm not looking, but somebody came
You're in trouble. Where's
Somebody
Taki?
really came into
Taki,
my life,
where are you?
and I'm not really still thinking.
But do you guys agree with me?
I
You can't change the person. If you change me, I'm not a
The
real
person has to be willing to change if they want to make a change.
They will never
Yeah.
change. They might say, kiss my ass.
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
No, I guess I'm just saying about different sacrifice than the one that we're talking about right now. Yeah.
Okay, like what? Tell me.
Well,
This is
like,
a conversation.
yeah, no,
That's like
seriously.
from the round
No,
table.
this is about sacrificing the love you're talking or something. What is?
meaning you have, okay, let's say a husband and wife have been married for 10 years. Then they figure out, well, you know, the wife figures out, oh my God, my husband says I have been supporting him all this time, but that's not what I want to do with the rest of my life. Right?
Okay.
Finally, the wife figures out, oh my God, my purpose is this in life. I want to also pursue it. Okay, now, if neither one compromises, that is going to break, right? So he'll go on his own path and she'll go on her own path. Are they both happy? Probably.
Okay.
Okay.
I know.
Now, some people, because they have been in a relationship for a long time and they love each other, tend to let go of their purpose. The husband may now let go of his purpose in life, that he feels now maybe he can support his wife on
Yes.
her journey, right? So that's a
Support.
sacrifice.
Support.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
no, wait, okay.
Mm.
Let's talk about
I have
support
something
in
to say.
relationship.
Okay.
A lot of men right now are smart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a friend that said, I want my woman to work too. You know, they want to have 50-50.
Okay.
50-50 relationship. Because people doesn't want to hear about support.
Support me.
meaning
Financially.
financially or
This is the
emotional or love. What support?
Support.
Because
That-
a lot of men nowadays, they're looking for a woman too to support
support
them.
Oh, yeah. Can we go back to sacrifice?
Don't forget about the sacrifice.
No, I want to go back.
that's what
I
you
have-
want.
I want to say something.
Compromising, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, sacrifice.
Okay,
so-
this is different on
Okay.
my experience.
Okay.
Okay, how many times when I wanted to leave Robert when he was alive?
Robert is in heaven now. Okay.
He's my
You
first
don't
and
have to
first, don't get me
sacrifice,
wrong.
okay.
But he was, sick. He was congenitally born with the heart something different. But okay, this is my sacrifice on the relationship. How many times I said to myself, well, always me doing sacrifices this. But he's very sick, although he's a good husband.
Well, you're a nurse.
He's a
That's
support-
why you're
yeah.
a nurse.
So this is my sacrifice then. I said, I don't want to leave him. I love him. He's my husband. But I have to do this for him. So that sacrifice, really, I really had a big.
Well, that's a different sacrifice.
That's what I'm saying. I have a different. Yeah.
That's a little bit love and a little bit guilt and a little bit yours is different because
That's what I'm
he is
saying.
sick.
That's
He
what
is
I'm
sick, so you're
saying.
sacrificing your relationship with him because he is sick. You know, others sacrifice because they're stupid. Because of they fall in love.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
either the man is beating him up, because I have a friend, Filipina, she tells me, my husband is beating me up, but why are you sacrificing yourself to get hurt?
Yeah.
They can't get away because you know what, it's a pattern. When you have the relationship, listen to this, this is true. You go through to that. You don't see them that they are abusing you. You don't see them physically, emotionally abuse you because it's been a pattern. You know
Right,
that.
right.
It's a
Yes,
pattern.
yes,
It's
yes.
been happening from day one.
Mhm.
You cannot get away.
Mhm.
How could you get away? You had to be brave. You had to be strong.
Oh, absolutely.
I've been there.
Timing.
I'm not. Yes. So
There's
now
timing
your
for everything.
sacrifice,
This is different.
it's different to other women, to other
Right.
men. Some men also are become abused by a woman.
Mhm.
So it's just not a woman who become abused by a man. It's also a woman abuse a man.
Oh, yes, yes.
You know,
In many ways.
some men are stupid. I'm serious.
Okay,
You know, I
Arielle,
see
I
some
agree.
men, it's like, I said to myself, why are you putting up then? If you're sacrificing yourself and you become abused, I don't know. I love this woman. Then fine, so be abused, be stay there, you know. I mean, as long you're not having a physically abuse.
I tell you.
know?
Maybe they're happy like
Oh my goodness. Hi, Bruce. Bruce is here. Bruce, Commander.
Hi.
You know, anyway, let's go back to that. It's true, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So not just a woman are being abused. A woman abuse a man too.
Mhm. Absolutely. In
Because-
many ways.
Because we know how to trigger them.
Oh, yeah. Like
Because
their
we know what to get
pocketbook
them.
or their kindness or whatever abuse you want.
Sorry. For those men who are being abused.
No, it's true.
Oh, yeah.
Do you agree with me?
I do.
Just because some men sometimes love their woman,
Mhm.
women take advantage to that. It's also the same thing. When the man thinks the woman loves him so much, they take advantage.
Right.
Look what happened. Okay, one Filipina,
Mhm.
and I want to say this. This is true. It's happened here in Vegas.
Mhm.
The guy is a chef. The girl just got her, green card,
Mhm.
and then she passed the exam of being a nurse.
Mhm.
It's a waste because this guy is paranoid because he thinks the woman will leave him.
Mhm.
But he's been abusing this woman and then he killed her.
Mhm.
So there is a way also that I laugh about it, but it's not true. If you're being abused and you're being taking advantage, because they're taking advantage the relationship,
Mhm.
you know, you should find help or someone will need to be getting help. You know what I mean? So we have a lot of viewers. Thank you, Stuart,
Yes.
Bruce, Rohit, Janice, Angel, Morris, Angel, Jester, Philippines. We have a lot of people watching us around the world. We are also watching our network, livestreamers.com. So livestreamers.com. So watch us April 21, 26, Jamaica, April, a concert, the best concert in the world, and send wow, they're expecting 10 to 20,000 people.
Wow,
Plus
that's
the
exciting.
pay-per-view. You start going to our website, livestreamers.com. That's the beauty about it of live streamers, and you guys can watch it pay-per-view like a boxing too.
Nice.
Yes, livestreamers.com, Chad. Thank you. So let's go back to that. Yes, sometimes we laugh at it because of the relationship, right?
Right.
But sometimes we need to get out,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
As you said
Definitely.
earlier,
Oh, yeah.
do you want to go to that path that you are not happy anymore,
Mhm.
but you want to push yourself?
Mhm.
Find a way how to, do you want to do that? Do you want to stay or just get out?
Absolutely. And sometimes people will think that they have to stay because society designed it that way. They will be looked at as a different woman if they leave the relationship. Our culture also says that once you're married, you stay. But, guys, and you should do everything in your power and every means that you can to keep a relationship. I agree with that, okay? But I also believe that there is a time and season for everything. So sometimes people come into our lives to teach us a lesson or to make us happy for the moment because that's probably what we needed. Maybe God sends people to our lives to to fit the need at the time. I'm not saying that a marriage is like that. I'm just saying people in general. To make you a better person, to make you that whole person ready to be in the true relationship that you were designed for. Because especially if, let's say, a couple or two people are very powerful in whatever they do in life, and they can change the world in whatever they do, right? But they're meant to be together because they can do more together as a couple to finish this purpose that was designed not only for them but for humanity. Now, in order for that couple to come together, for example, they have to go through life and experiences so that when they do meet that person, they are ready. And maybe that time and season is now. You see what I'm saying?
That's like a running candidate, like a president.
Yeah, exactly, that too. A president may not be ready at 50, but when they're 70, they may be ready because the experience is already
What do you
there.
think? So let's go a little bit about that. What you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I think they don't reach their how do you call that momentum of their life at the age of 50 or 60 or
Correct.
70.
Oh yeah, I
They
agree.
change after 50 years old.
Yes, because of experience. Experience makes a
Absolutely.
person.
But then again, let's talk a little bit about, a little bit, let's add a little bit politics because this is a round table,
Okay.
hashtag America together again. Hashtag America together again. Let's talk about this. I love President Trump. He names everybody. Who is the Pocahontas? Warren, right? Elizabeth Warren.
Okay.
I think Warren is gone. The only thing left is Bernie and Biden? Sanders and Biden, only two. Wow, how old are they? Probably one of them will have a dementia. Probably one of them will have Alzheimer. Probably one of them will have wearing a pampers already.
Arielle. You mean in general, not picking on a certain person.
In general.
I have no comment.
How old are they? Come on, I mean, they're always fighting. I love when, and then now mini me, Michael Bloomberg drop off, right? He says that he spent so much money that he could just help his country to really support the country rather than put it in a commercial in advertising. He's gone. He's just like, of course it's his money,
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh. Because we talk about the relationship, the ages, right?
Yeah.
Stages.
Oh,
There we
yeah.
go, the president. How old how is Biden?
Hey, you know what,
I'm
Arielle?
not into this politics.
These people have a lot of money.
We're
Okay.
talking about
Yeah,
relationship.
okay.
These older presidents
Yes,
or
yes.
candidates have a lot of money. So I'm sure they take care of themselves, or they have a lot of people who know what they're doing,
See,
help take
that's
care of
why men,
themselves.
remember I
Right.
mentioned earlier, men also, they're looking for a woman who can support them, right?
Sweet. What?
And then there's a woman also looking for a man to support you, right?
Well, it has to be give and take. Not take or give.
Yeah, you guys have to, we all have to come to a common ground where we agree that there's all kinds of people out there.
And everybody who's watching around the world, you guys can join us. Maybe we can talk about this this week. We're going to talk about politics. Politics on the round table. Let's talk about the running candidates next week, or maybe tomorrow, the next day. Maybe we're going to be bringing Republican and Democrat or independent. Let's talk about them. Let's find out what's going on in our country. What's going on the coronavirus? Wow. Imagine.
Something to say with that.
Imagine 1981. Someone already wrote the book that
Right.
says Wuhan
Mhm.
has the virus, coronavirus actually.
Correct.
Wow,
That's very true, Arielle.
coronavirus already.
Mhm.
That means they already researched it in China, this virus, and this virus, they spread it
Mhm.
before the election.
Actually, that book is written by Dean Koontz.
Because,
Yes, The Eyes of Darkness. And he says there that in 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and bronchial
yeah,
tubes and resisting all known.
So that,
And to begin in Wuhan, China. Yes.
yes,
I saw that.
that means
So they
Chinese,
plan.
maybe not just Chinese, different nationality created the virus. It's just the same thing with SARS.
Isn't that kind of weird though? Somebody sees into the future like that. Is it really prophecy or is it law of attraction? That
Maybe.
is a really good question for me.
yeah.
Because they wrote it, it happened, or they saw into the future and
Wow.
because it happened in their eyes, or did he really
That's
attract it into the world? Isn't that a good question?
Yeah.
You should have a session like that.
Yes, we will have that. In fact, we have also psychiatrist, doctor in our show. Psychology, mental health, no other than Dr. William Gallego, Thursday. That's going to be 4 to 5. And then we have also Dr. Montana. By the way, Dr. Montana's advice, adults drink 2,000 grams per day of vitamin C.
Yeah.
Children, 500 grams per day. So you need to protect yourself too, because you know there's so many viruses here now. It's not just a coronavirus. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So let's talk about that next week. We keep the relationship in gossip. We will go on break, but don't forget Singing Doctors Hidden Talent. That's gonna be featuring March 21. Dr. Noel Estilar, Dr. Rosemary Nowens. I believe we have more doctors to come. And of course, Front Act, that's going to be Ray, Robin, Randall, and Alina, and we might be bringing Albi. So we're going to go on break for now, and we'll be right back.
Are we cut? No, cut! Let's say cut! Gosh. Hello? Oh, jeez. Are we cut? Sean?
She's crazy.
You silly.
You crazy.
Oo, baka nagagalit na yun.
Hindi. Nagkakata yata siya.
Sabi,
Oh.
Ano mo ito magsalita